In that lull, I ran on the top of the dike, and then anticipating that the shells were going to come, I hit the ground, and the shrapnel spit in around me.
Welcome to Alaskan Veterans Remember, our history, their stories. Lifelong Juneau resident Tom Stewart is a veteran of the legendary 10th Mountain Division that cleared the way in steep, mountainous terrain for the Allied victory in Italy. As an Army captain, Stewart was awarded the prestigious Silver Star for risking his life to save his men. I'm Katie Bosler. In my conversation with Stewart, he recalls enlisting did not top his to-do list. In fact, he was more interested in going skiing than going to war.
The last 2 years of my college experience, I became an active skier. My grade average went down because I spent every weekend at Mount Baker. And I had become a ski teacher. I had passed an exam as a ski teacher given by the Pacific Northwest Ski Association. The draft originally set up, you had to spend a year in military service, and I wanted to get that year over. But once I was in the fall, Pearl Harbor came, and that program was out.
And then at that point, you realized, okay, if I'm going to be in the service, I want to figure out a way to ski and be in the service?
Yes, and my military service was mostly as a captain. I mean, my battle service.
And you served in?
Well, I was in something called the 87th Mountain Infantry. And when I joined it, it was called the 87th Mountain Infantry 1st Battalion Reinforced. It was the beginning of what eventually became the 10th Mountain Division. And it was commonly known as the ski troops, but that was a misnomer because although we had ski training, we basically were trained to operate in the mountains, off the road system.
I found a news clipping on the internet from the International News Service of January 13th, 1943, and the headline is, "Troops training at Camp Hale are tough triple threat men, must be able to ski, ride mules, and use mountain motorized equipment. None but real he-men need apply." Did you consider yourself a real he-man?
I was certified as a ski teacher by the Pacific Northwest Ski Association. I skied until 2003.
Now, the 10th Mountain Division is credited with paving the way for the ultimate Allied victory in Italy.
If you limit it to Italy, yes. The Germans had, primarily with some help from the remaining Italians still fighting with them, fortified the North Apennines, created what was called the Gothic Line, which was heavily fortified. The Americans, twice before we got there in 1944, attempted to break through the Gothic Line and failed.